Today I'll show you 7 awesome apps for everyday photography. As well as our phones becoming more and more part of our photography and having that camera on board, they can also be great for planning shots, as well as photo editing and photography learning tools. Now, if you have a smartphone, you'll already know that the one thing that really helps make that into a really good tool is a whole ton of apps. Now, some are rubbish, some even might spy on you, and some might try and steal your information. But I've sifted through all of that rubbish and found 7 of the top apps I use on a daily basis, and ones that really help my photography. Now, I couldn't do a video about photo apps without mentioning PhotoPills. It is by far my favorite app for planning my photo shoots. And if you're a photographer, you will have come across PhotoPills. And if not, where have you been? This is a fantastic app and I use it all the time, from astrophotography to landscape photography and outdoor portrait shoots. This gives you all of the info you need, including augmented reality views, so you can see exactly where the sun, the moon, or the Milky Way will be when you plan to take your photos. I have done a tutorial on this app already, as well as a comparison between Planet Pro, the Photographer's Ephemeris, and PhotoPills. So check those out in the link below after watching this video. Now, this is a paid app, but it's well worth it. And if you spend thousands of pounds on your camera equipment, what's $10 to really help the planning stages of your photography? If you're into long exposure photography and use any kind of ND filters, this is such a simple app by Lee Filters that is well worth downloading. And you don't need Lee Filters to use it. All you do is tell it what ND filter you're using and the shutter speed you currently have, and then it will tell you what you need to set your shutter speed to. Now, the layout in this app is really simple. You just put those 2 things in and it gives you a result. And the great thing is that it's absolutely free. When you want to edit on your phone, Snapseed is a fantastic little app for editing. Every now and then, I'll be out without my main camera, but I'll have my phone. So this comes in really handy when I want to edit those photos. You have a whole host of controls, from sliders to curves for exposure changes, right through to selective tools like the brush tool, healing tool, and more. This really is one of those apps that you just need to use to start understanding how it works and how to get the best out of it. And this is another app that's absolutely free, which is really surprising considering all of the tools you have built into it. There are plenty of other editing apps that aren't half as good as this that charge you for the privilege of downloading it and using it. So Snapseed is fantastic and it's free. If you have a photo that's almost perfect apart from a pesky branch, a lamppost, or a rubbish bin, this app is great for this. You just drag your finger over the offending part of your photograph and it'll normally do a good job in getting rid of that object. I think it's about £2 or about $3 to $4. It does give you a few different tools, from removing objects to spot healing, and does a surprisingly good job. If you do a lot of iPhone photography, Camera+2 is a fantastic app for this. It really opens up the settings in that camera. When I used to use my iPhone every day, I'd use this app for any kind of photography I did with my phone. And as they say, the best camera is the one that you have. So why not make it as good as it can be? This gives you manual settings, raw capture, and a lot of editing options, turning your phone into a really usable camera. Nowadays, I have an Android phone. I have all the manual controls I want built into that main camera. So this means I don't need this app anymore, which is kind of lucky as it's only available on iOS, which is a shame. If you like taking double exposures, or it's something that you want to get into, this is a great app for that. It does take a little bit of skill to get a good one, but practicing double exposures on your phone is the perfect place to get the experience you need, so you know when a potential double exposure will work with your main camera. This is great fun and really does help pass the time, and I've learned a lot about double exposures by just using this app. When learning about your camera, sometimes you can really get your settings out of sync, or your shots might come out blurry and you don't know why. This app will help you in getting the right settings for the scene, including getting good white balance. Auto white balance is great in a lot of cameras nowadays, but in knowing how and why you would shoot with certain settings is a great way to get better at photography. And this app will help in some of those situations. Now, do you have any other apps you really like, or you have one that has really taught you a lot about photography? If so, let me know in the comments below. It'd be great to hear what you guys have found. Now, if you want to learn more about photography, watch this video next. And if you want to learn about flash photography, click on this video down here. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for weekly photography tutorials. I'll see you next time.